Hi, welcome back to the platform. Today, in this lesson, we want to look at the figures of speech as we have them in the poem Binsey Poplars, written by Gerard Manley Hopkins. And this is one of the non-African poems as recommended by West African Examination Council. So let's look at them with analysis one after the other. The first one I have on the list here is contrast. The meaning of Gerard Manley Hopkins' Binsey Poplars is established with the lavish speech figures deployed in the lines of the poem. In short, meaning is illustrated in Gerard Hopkins' Binsey Poplars with cases of contrast, paronomasia, metaphor, metonymy, personification, simile, and lastly, synecdoche. The instance of contrasts can be seen in lines 17 and 18 as contained the single case of a contrast thus. I read, where we mean, where we even, where we even, where we mean. When you check the poem, you see this as written in line 17. So also in 18, to mend are, we end are. To mend are, we end are. Simply, the contrast spells the fact that the destruction of the Poplars forest. Remember, there's a poplar of Binsey Aspen is an area in England that is so loved by the poets. So, the Poplars forest has no advantage over its preservation. It is not human being to take care of itself. So, it has no defense against those people that cleared the trees around the place, which exposes the area to direct sun ray or sunlight. So, the comparison here is an instance in the poem which depicts one of the figures of speech as used by the poets, where we even, where we mean. That is where we balance everything and where we are so selfish. So also to mend are, we end are. That is sometimes when you intend to do something in order to make something balance or go well, the person might end up destroying the thing. So to those people that fell the trees around that place, probably they have the intention of clearing the place to make sure that there are no issues or cases of reptiles and some others. But at the same time, the place of the area is exposed to direct sunlight. This is as depicted by the poet. So secondly, I'm going to press to paronomasia as one of these figures of speech. Because mood of unhappiness and dictions reflective of feelings of loss permit the entire poem, the speech figure of paronomasia is made manifest. That is, this depicts the state of mind or the mood of any literary writer. So as seen in this poem, it is directly to the poet Gerard Manley Hopkins, as he shows his unhappiness about the felling of the trees around Binsey Poplars. The next one is the cases of metaphor as noted in the poem. The expression "airy cages killed" from the poem is a piece of metaphor which implies a shade destroyed. And on another note, this expression following folded rank is also another piece of metaphor which implies foliage of the poplars, that is the newly grown trees around that place, which are not spared as well. And indeed, the metaphor confirms that the Binsey Poplars forest was totally destroyed based on malice. Again, the expression the growing grain is also another piece of a metaphor as found in the poem, and this as well implies the nurseries or younger poplars, that is, the younger trees around Binsey aspen or Binsey poplars. Also, the expression after comma from the poem's line 20 is another piece of metaphor which implies unborn generation after comma. Those people can come after that particular generation. That is the word as used by the poet to mean unborn generation. And the expression strokes of havoc is another instance from the poem's line 22. And this is also a metaphor that implies malicious action. Action taken by some people that are what? Destructive. And this destruction really affects an area called Binsey aspen or poplars. That is, the destruction of Binsey poplars forest was done for no common gain, but only for the interest and malicious action of those people that did it. So let's progress to another one, which is a metonymy as found in the poem. In line 1, this expression, aspen, is another name for the plant called poplars, and thereby it is metonymy. On another note, this expression, rural scene, is a piece of metonymy as well, which implies the attractive looking forest of Binsey poplars or Binsey aspen. I hope this is clear. Now, to progress to another one, we have the case of simile. And here, the parts that we have in the poem, as written in italics, that is in line 15 of the poem, is a single case of a simile found in the poem. And it indirectly depicts all sharp and brightened rays of the sun. In line 15, I will read, that like this slake and sin bob, that like this slake and sin bob. So that indirectly depicts sharp and brightened rays of the sun as reflected to the windows or the doors of the people around that particular place. And the next one is the cases of personification in the poem. These personifications are the two occasions of reference to the Binsey poplars or aspens. This is seen in lines 14 and 18 in the third person singular objects, the form of a pronoun her, as if a human being. So I read from line 14. To touch her being so slender, and from line 18, to mend her, we hand her. That is the reference to the trees that we have around the place, Binsey poplar. So her is being used for the trees or for that particular area as if it were human being. I hope this is clear. Now to the last one, which is the case of Synecdoche as found in the poem. The phrase no eye, in this expression, I read, a prick will make no eye at all. I repeat, a prick will make no eye at all. So this eye that we refer to in this particular line is known to be Synecdoche. And this implies that the sun can never penetrate the shady Binsey forest of poplars to any harm. So since the forest or the trees are felled, the direct sun ray or the sunlight now penetrates the windows of the people or the forest itself, the beneath or under bottom part of the forest. So these are the speech figures as we have them in the poem. This marks the end of today's lesson, And as usual, always go through your recommended text, as these videos will only be backup to what you must have read. I hope this is clear, and always don't forget to keep safe, as coronavirus is still around and real. Thank you for being here. Have a nice day ahead.